Watch me build a digital empire from nothing. I didn't start with money. I didn't have investors, no connections, no massive audience, no secret strategy hidden behind a paid course. What I had was a laptop, internet access, and the realization that the world had changed. Because for the first time in history, you no longer need permission to build wealth. You don't need a building. You don't need employees. You don't need a traditional business structure. What you need now is attention, leverage, and systems. And crypto sits right in the middle of all three. Most people look at crypto the wrong way. They see charts, coins, prices, volatility, quick profits, quick losses. But underneath all of that noise, crypto is really about one thing: digital ownership. And once you understand that, you stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a builder. That shift changes everything. Because consumers chase trends. Builders create systems. Consumers look for fast money. Builders look for assets. Consumers spend time scrolling. Builders spend time positioning. And the internet rewards positioning more than effort. That's one of the hardest truths to accept. There are people working 12 hours a day, barely moving financially. And there are people building digital systems once that continue producing income while they sleep. Not because they're lucky, but because digital assets scale differently. A video can reach millions. A token can move globally in seconds. A digital product can sell endlessly without inventory. This is not the old economy anymore. And the people who realize that early gain an enormous advantage. When I say digital empire, I'm not talking about luxury cars or fake screenshots on social media. I'm talking about infrastructure. A system of digital assets that work together. Content, audience, crypto exposure, digital products, communities, automation, knowledge, reputation. Because in the digital economy, reputation is currency, attention is leverage, and trust is everything. The first thing I realized was that making money online is no longer the difficult part. Keeping attention is, everyone is competing for visibility. Every platform is crowded. Every niche is saturated. So if you want to build something real, you need depth, not noise. That's why most people fail in crypto content. They only talk about prices. Buy this coin, sell this coin, this token will explode. That works temporarily. But temporary attention creates temporary income. Real digital wealth comes from becoming useful. People follow hype for entertainment, but they follow value for years. And long-term trust compounds faster than short-term views. So instead of trying to become the loudest person in the space, I decided to become one of the most consistent. Because consistency beats intensity in digital business. One viral video can change visibility, but systems change income. That's another thing most people misunderstand. Income is not the same as wealth. A trader can make a huge profit and lose it next month. A creator can go viral and disappear 6 months later. But systems create stability, and stability creates scale. So the goal was never quick money. The goal was leverage. How do you create something once that continues working later? That question changed the way I approached everything. Instead of only consuming content, I started producing it. Instead of only watching markets, I started studying behavior. Because markets move on psychology more than logic. Fear, greed, uncertainty, hope. That's what really drives price action. And understanding people is more valuable than understanding charts. Because charts reflect behavior. Then I realized something even bigger. Most people entering crypto are trying to escape financially, but very few are trying to build structurally. They want profits, without foundations. But without structure, any success becomes fragile. That's why people make money and lose it quickly. No systems, no discipline, no long-term thinking. So I built rules early. Never risk money I can't afford to lose. Never invest emotionally. Never chase hype blindly. Never confuse luck with skill. And most importantly, never build income streams you don't control. That last one matters more than people realize. Because if all your income depends on one platform, you don't own a business, you own exposure. and exposure can disappear overnight. Algorithms change, platforms decline, audiences shift. That's why a digital empire must be layered. Content brings attention. Attention builds trust. Trust builds audience. Audience creates opportunity. Opportunity creates income. Income buys assets. Assets create freedom. That's the cycle. Crypto became part of that system, not the entire system. And that distinction matters. Because many people make crypto their whole identity. That creates instability. Your empire cannot depend on one asset class. It must be diversified digitally. So, while learning crypto, I also focused on skills. Editing, writing, storytelling, research, marketing. Because skills survive market cycles. Even if prices crash, skills remain valuable, and skills are the real long-term asset. That's one reason so many people stay stuck. They focus entirely on outcomes, without improving capabilities. But capability creates opportunity repeatedly. One lucky trade can make money once. A valuable skill can make money forever. And once I understood that, everything changed. I stopped chasing shortcuts. I started building foundations. Slowly, quietly, consistently. At first, nothing happened. That's the phase nobody shows online. The invisible phase. Low views, low income, no momentum, no validation, just work, repeated daily. Most people quit there because the internet has created unrealistic expectations. People think success should happen fast, but digital empires are not built through moments. They're built through systems repeated long enough to compound. That word matters. Compound. Because compounding is not only financial, skills compound. Audiences compound, trust compounds, knowledge compounds, connections compound. And once multiple things start compounding together, growth accelerates. That's when things begin to feel different. Not overnight, but gradually. You notice opportunities appearing more often. Your understanding improves. Your execution becomes faster. Your confidence becomes quieter, more stable. Because real confidence comes from evidence, not motivation. Then another realization hit me. In the digital economy, distribution matters as much as creation. You can create something amazing, but if nobody sees it, it has no leverage. That's why attention is one of the most valuable assets on Earth now. Companies spend billions fighting for it. Creators build entire businesses around it, and crypto projects rise or collapse based on it. Attention drives movement. So I stopped treating content like entertainment. I started treating it like infrastructure. Every video, every idea, every post, every piece of research. All connected, all building towards something larger. A system, a digital ecosystem. And slowly, that ecosystem started producing results. Small at first, a few dollars online. Then more. Then opportunities, partnerships, audience growth, digital products, crypto gains, affiliate income, community value. None of it looked dramatic individually, but together, it formed momentum. And momentum is powerful, because momentum reduces resistance. Things that once felt difficult start feeling natural. That's another hidden truth about building online. The beginning requires disproportionate effort, but later, systems start helping you. Old content still brings views. Old audiences still generate traffic. Old knowledge still creates value. That's digital leverage. Loss. In a digital world, the most valuable asset is no longer physical. It's the ability to create, capture, and direct attention into systems that continue producing value long after the initial effort is made. And once you understand that, you stop looking at the internet like a distraction and start seeing it for what it really is, the greatest wealth-building tool ever created.